Well, good day to you one and all. It is I, Justin Hawkins, and this is Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Today I'm going to be talking about what it takes to make it in the music industry in 2026. Talent, drive, but more importantly... Money! Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Should have worn a solid gold suit for this one, shouldn't I? I didn't do that. I just wore my pajamas. Anyway, I was listening to Rick Beato, who posted a really interesting episode on how rich kids are dominating the musical landscape.
Most of the people that make it in the music business now have parents that are famous or that are in the film or TV business or music business, or they're really wealthy. They have their parents that can put in the money to hire the biggest producers, engineers, mixers, and songwriters to come in and work with their kids.
So that's a really interesting point, but I also think that the fact that you can hire the best producers and pay them the money, what does that tell you? Does that tell you that there's less money around in general in the music trade, and then people who do stuff that's, you know, you might see as the infrastructure of music and the people who work behind the scenes can be bought, and their talents can be, you know, which are not inconsiderable. Like think about the contributions that a producer like, you know, for example, Mutt Lange or Roy Thomas Baker or these Rick Rubin, right? Really, I think, important contributions to the records that they've made, and, you know, informs the voice of those albums. So if you can actually go and buy talent like that to work, I mean, there used to be a certain amount of, you know, a certain sense of curation in the things that great mixers and great producers decided to work on. But now everybody will take the money. They will always take the money. Anyway, it made me think about a working class band that I met on my recent tour of the UK with my live show. So I looked them up and I noticed that they've released a new song under which the top comment was this: their guitars are worth about £7,000 alone. Amazing what youngsters can afford these days. Now, in a normal 3-piece band, for example, or 4-piece band, so you need perhaps you need 3 guitars, and if that's before you start thinking about spares and things that you actually need if you're going to do a successful tour. £7,000 doesn't buy you much in the guitar world. It really doesn't. Not if you want, you know, like play a Gibson or something. Then these good instruments have gone from being tools of the trade to objets for, you know, the elite rich. Anyway, this comment here about the guitars being worth £7,000, one of the band replied, "We're not rich kids, don't worry. We just save all our money to afford these things." And that was one of the things that struck me when I met up with the Florentenes in Crewe. Not just how young they are, but how hard they graft. Liam Fiddy is their 16-year-old drummer who's still at school.
But we said it'd be really funny if we made you do it in school.
Yeah, it would not be
It'd be
funny.
so funny afterwards.
Vocalist William Smith, guitarist Luke Holding, and bassist Harry Stubbs make up the rest of the band from Bolton, who, like so many musicians who are trying to make it, work day jobs. Their new single is called A Step in the Right Direction, so I'm going to listen to it and tell you what I think. Okay, let's have a look at those guitars for a second. Okay, so you're looking at a Gibson Les Paul in the background there, with the neck pickup taped to suggest that that's not the one he's going to be using. That is a sensible choice in a lot of instances. Unless you're Slash, the lead guitar player probably won't have much use for that, even though it's, you know, well, it is actually marked the rhythm pickup. So I think he's declaring himself lead guitarist in that instance. Then you got 2 Rickenbackers. One of them looks like a 4003 bass, and this really nice sort of one that I think looks a bit Beatlesy, I suppose. All of the neck pickups are crossed out. That means they're going for treble, not bass. They're all about that treble. No bass.
say it's not a force for me to fool around. If there's much more profound to say, should I have said it by now? Yeah. Take my mind, take my words, don't misbelieve I'm here. The blind meet the blind. Yeah. Take a step in the right direction, take this and fall from the sky.
Now, I love his voice. I think he's really got it. One of the comments under this said, Alex Turner voices, Block Party beat, Nirvana influences. And I think the Nirvana influences are talking about the way, probably the way there's a slight skip beat in the drum stuff and it's got dynamic shift coming for the chorus. But one thing that I have to say about this band is when we did the Justin Hawkins Rise Again, he got up and he sang My Generation. That is, what is it, a song from the 60s or something like that? And it's still the anthem that people who are the age of the Florentenes identify with. It's going to be like the rebellious anthem until the end of time probably. But it's not an easy song to sing, and he came in and he fucking nailed it. His voice was superb, like in tune, great where you need it, loads of dynamics in the performance. He was awesome, he really was. And for a young person to have that command and control, and also the confidence to get up at somebody else's show and do that, it was really, really cool and really ballsy. I love these guys. I do love that nonchalant bass slide out. I really love the way these two guitars are interacting, using the full stereo image. So there's a and they're kind of talking to each other across your mind. It's quite an interesting listening experience with headphones. I wonder what it's like when the speakers are miles apart from one another. It can be a bit much for some people, but I personally love it when that sort of exploration of the stereo image is done to the degree that this is being done. You know, that is going up a gear vocally there. Some pretty saucy guitar playing happening. So yeah, let me know what you think about that in the comments here. I think I know the artists that I think Rick Beato is alluding to there. It has struck me as well that it's very difficult to exist off-grid in the way that you used to have to. You know, I think in the olden days, if you came from a working class background and you wanted to pursue music, there's a period of time, a little bit like when you're growing your hair, you know, there's that awkward bit in the middle of the process where the momentum of the band plateaus and you have to make certain sacrifices, and you live in this sort of limbo between success and obscurity, and to get it over the line and into like the next echelons of you know, being well known, famous, and or being able to make a living at what you love doing. There's a long period of time that you have to spend just grafting and not really making anything. And you can't always do that in a society that is bureaucratic. You know, like if your every move and every penny that you turn over is scrutinized, you can't really do it. So you do need to sort of disappear from the system a little bit and squat sometimes. I mean, I know I was sleeping on floors for a while, and most of the people that I know that have been successful in music that haven't come from rich backgrounds, A, they're better because they've got more to say, and B, they've had to struggle. And the adversity of, you know, trying to pursue your art is the gift. That's the gift I was talking about before, adversity. So being skint, not, you know, in some instances being homeless, those are things that really forge the great artists, I think. You know, diamonds are created under extreme pressure, as a great person once said. All right, I'm going to do the theme tune and say goodbye. All right, nice one. Justin Hawkins rides again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and watch one of these two videos. And I'll see you cats on the ice. That's right. Again.